It's time for bookkeeping, beer, and BS. On the manufacturing side of things, so you guys kind of like piece some shit together, you merge your thing, you start manufacturing. I'm curious, when you go from building some shit in your garage to making, I don't know how much you guys output, but thousands of items for yahoos like Ben and I, what like met your expectations when you started ramping up manufacturing, and what were you like, holy shit, what the hell did we just get into?
Well, I would say it's about a 95-5 split. 5% of it actually met what we thought was going to happen, and the other 95 was, we're in trouble. What are we going to do, right? At least in the short term.
Yeah, one thing is how hard it is to find in America the cut and sew capabilities that we used to have back, pre-war, stuff like that, before kind of all that, those jobs went overseas. It was really hard to find. So we found some, and we manufacture like our saddles, our platforms here in the States. And we build the new Fast Pack and stuff that we just released. We build that in the States. But finding enough stuff as we grew here stateside was really tough. And then you're talking international supply chain and logistics and transportation. That part got, as we continued to grow, that part got more and more difficult.
I was gonna say, about the time you guys got your wheels underneath you, then this COVID thing happened, and good luck supply chain.
Yeah.
That was tough. But the other thing COVID supplied was customers. Because
we grew a lot.
We grew huge during the COVID years, because nobody had anything to do, right?
Yeah.
So hunting kind of
that's
got
when you got me as a customer.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, I got nothing else to do. I guess I can fuck around with this saddle thing.
Yeah. Well, it's funny too. Like my wife, she got COVID last winter, and she's like, do you want me to quarantine in the basement? And I was like, no. I got a 6 and 8. They're 6 and 8 now. I was like, no, I'm out. And actually, Dan's wife ended up getting COVID, and me and him and his 2 kids, my 2 kids, met out on the ice in our ice houses and stayed the weekend out there. So it's the same with like hunting. It's like it's a great thing for COVID because you're out there by yourself. You're literally all by yourself. Can't get anybody else sick. And I went hunting when I had COVID.
Yeah, none of us were working. I mean,
and that was the thing, right?
It was springtime.
Everybody was working from home and whatever else.
Turkey season. I was going every day. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was a heck of a deal. But it was really interesting, right? Because we had to get smarter in a lot of things that we weren't quite ready for, right? Because there was no like dipping your toe in the water here. We went from 0 to 100 miles an hour so fast that all of a sudden we had to learn how to deal with all of these little things along the way. We ended up having to, we brought on some of our overseas manufacturers purely out of necessity because we couldn't find an American manufacturer that could produce the volume we needed at the price we needed that people were willing to pay for.
And another surprising thing was that some of those skills had left the States years and years ago. You could sometimes find the people, but the quality wasn't there. So, and we're building life support items, right? I can't be putting out stuff that's not great. So part of that was a problem as well. And it's actually getting better over the years. We've found more and more. Now we have multiple partners around the country, and that's not something that is as big of a struggle, but in the beginning, when you're trying to figure that out and scale, it's tough.
Yeah, I will say, like when it's different when you're like a consumer, and it's like, oh, I want to buy a saddle. You can go online and look up saddle, and there's like all this information. But like right now, I bought a building for my business, and I decided to maintain it myself, and because I got a big skid steer, I could plow it, and I got a salter for it. I went to Home Depot, bought 15 bags of salt the other day. I was like, this is going to be just enough for a long time. I drove around the parking lot twice and it was instantly gone. It was $150 of salt. I was like, oh God. So now I'm trying to find bulk salt like a crazy person. And like when you
hashtag owning a business.
Yeah. And it's just like, so like when you're trying to find something that's a B2B thing, it just seems so much harder to find.
So much harder. B2B is way harder.
Right. Because I can go on every website on the planet and buy a belt buckle.
Yeah.
And let's say that belt buckle is $5. But if I call that manufacturer and say I want to buy 5,000 belt buckles, they're like, well, we can't do that. So
yeah, most of them don't even want to talk to you. They're like, no.
I'm like, well, where do you buy your belt buckles? I can't tell you that. Well, but I need 5,000 belt buckles. Well, you're on your own. And so now you're on this scavenger hunt trying to figure out how to buy 5,000 belt buckles when there's really not a good resource to tell you where. If you try and like get online and search for where to buy 5,000 belt buckles, you end up on Alibaba. And that's not where we wanted to be.
That's because like I have a big head and I'm obsessed with the Sitka trucker hat, not the pro trucker, and it's only in camo. And I don't really like wearing camo when I'm not hunting, but it's my favorite hat and it fits me the best. And I've gone down 3 times where I'm trying to find these things so I can turn them into my own company hats. And I'm always on Alibaba. It ends at Alibaba, and I'm just like, I don't know.
Well, and we don't want to be on Alibaba, right?
Nope.
So I'm trying to find these manufacturers and trying to find these places to buy stuff. But it's easy to go online and find something as a consumer. It's hard to go online and find something as a manufacturer.
It's impossible. You have to do it through trial and error, it seems.